lot of seniors. Exactly, Jerry. That's it's a lot of seniors. But the Raiders every year, year in, year out, have a lot of seniors. Senior-dominated club, and this year is no exception. And their last game, last regularly scheduled game, and it could be the last game played. Usually we're used to having a sectional game played here, but the Raiders are in jeopardy of this year of not being able to host one.
No, absolutely. In fact, they would need to win both games against Canton in order to have a home game. They would need to win both games in order to end up first place. And that is what they're looking at doing, of course, but if it happens, great, and they would have a home game next Tuesday. If it doesn't, then they would probably have to travel to Ogdensburg, and we'll have to just wait and see what happens. Of course, if they can go through and win that first sectional game, win the sectional finals next Thursday, then they would be hosting another game here against the Section 3 representative, but we're a long way from that.
Yes, we'll take them one step at a time, and step number one is here tonight against the Canton Golden Bears, the league leading and Division I ranked, state-ranked Canton Golden Bears, coached by Randy Brown. And I'm not sure when this game was ever going to be played. I can't remember, Jerry, in a long working with you in many years that left two teams the last week of the season got to play their first game, and their second game against each other will be the next game. And I think you're getting a signal to head on down.
Okay, can you take it along for a few minutes?
We'll try. Jerry's got to make his way on down to the ice surface, as he mentioned at the top of the broadcast. Senior night, the Raiders honor all the seniors. Athletic Director Martha Slack started this tradition many years ago, and it's a great tradition. Seniors all honored, their parents are here, and Jerry's daughter, Emily, is also going to be honored. She's part of that all-star lineup that sings the national anthem, and Emily and her sister Megan and her mom Sally, along with Kesley DeTilio and Sanford T. As we refer to them, the all-star lineup. No place any better wherever you go to find people that can sing the national anthem like that. But Jerry had to make his way down, and Martha Slack will be out on the ice soon. The gate is open down there to our left, the east end, and we see the athletic director trying to coax the parents out on the ice. Probably saying, "Come on, if I can go out there, you can too." But it's a nice gesture. They award flowers to the parents, and and as Jerry said, 14 seniors. Adam Barkley, Drew Wonky. Two of them, Shane Farmer is playing his last schedule. No, Shane is not in the lineup tonight. He is a senior, but he'll be honored also. Defenseman Ben Nightingale is going to be honored tonight. His parents, Michael Cameron, the last of the Cameron boys, making his way out there tonight. His two brothers both played here at Massena Central. His dad played hockey for me here, Sco, at Holy Family. Anthony DiAgostino will be, Anthony's a senior, and Coach Long definitely going to miss him. Sean Kellogg, his last regularly scheduled game tonight. Here come the Canton Golden Bears on the ice, wearing their visiting dark brown uniforms trimmed with white and gold with the gold helmets. Raiders have not yet made their way out of dressing room number 2. The Bears located over there in dressing room number 3. Other seniors, Joe Ward. Joe's playing his last regularly scheduled game here tonight. Clint Kerwin, left wing on that orange line. A super pest, as the opposition likes to call him, Eric Seacat. Here come the Raiders. You can tell by the ship's horn blasting across the way. Led by goaltender Zach Long. Zach will be in the pipes tonight. He's also one of the seniors to be honored. Eric Meacham, the captain Eric Meacham, will be honored tonight. The big cat, Matt Hazel. I tell you, a guy that's true grit, only knows how to play one way, and that's hard. He's honored here tonight, along with, as we mentioned, Zach Long and Nathaniel Smythe, the two outstanding Raider goaltenders. Both clubs on the ice, trying to look at the officials. One is Mel Tumulty, and I think the other official is from Lake Placid, if I'm not mistaken. But Mel, and I'm not sure if that's, no, that's not Butch Martin, but he is from Lake Placid. Should know his name. Years ago, he played for Lake Placid, and at the present, his name just evades me, but it'll come to me. Okay, here come the Parents onto the ice, making their way gingerly, especially my broadcast partner, Jerry Manor, as, I don't know if that's so, geez, looks pretty comfortable down there. I'd like to see him on a pair of skates. But all the parents wending their way along the boards, holding onto the boards for support, and Coach Long, of course, and his wife. That's a switch because Coach is usually across the way on the bench, but tonight he's out there with his wife because their son Zach is being honored. There comes Coach DiAgostino and his lovely wife Emily. Coach has got a cup of coffee in his hand. I don't know if he can handle that coffee and the ice at the same time. And Athletic Director Martha Slack directly down below me with a lovely flower, lovely rose in her hand.
We'll get our PA system in order.
And
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the magical world of the Massena Arena.
See if you can pick up Sanford T.
Northern Athletic Conference Division I hockey game between the visiting team, the Golden Bears of Canton Central, and the home team, the Red Raiders of Massena Central.
Can't miss that distinctive voice of Sanford T. Cook. Good crowd here on hand tonight. Canton contingent, as always, they bring a lot of fans.
We are going to take time to recognize and honor
a lot of cameras out there. Just about every parent has a camera. They want to capture the moment.
Senior members of the Massena Red Raider High School hockey team. It is through years of dedication and practice that the seniors have gotten to be members of this team, and is directly due to their parents that indeed they have become such good hockey players, such good representatives of Massena High School hockey. So let's introduce the seniors to you now.
Sanford has now turned the program over to
Liz and Mike Barkley, number 2, captain of the Massena Red Raiders.
Captain Adam Barkley being introduced. Great veteran. They definitely need Adam to play strong as the season dwindles down. Adam's got 7 points and 3 goals and 4 assists. Great asset to the Raider defensive corps. Presenting Mom Liz and Dad Michael the flower and getting their picture taken. Now Emily Manor, as we said, the one of their all-star 5 that sing the national anthem for the Red Raiders, is going to be honored. Very nice gesture. And Emily presenting the rose to her mother Sally and her dad Jerry.
Let's continue with the Raider players.
Great honor.
Number 9, the son of Gail and Chris Cameron, Mike Cameron.
Michael Cameron, we mentioned, fine winger and defenseman. He's had a great year. He's one of the best playmakers on the club. Great on that point in the power play. Eric Seacott, the super pest, one of the top penalty killers in the league. I tell you, he's just plays not very big, but he plays big all the time.
Number 10, the assistant captain of the Raiders, the son of Emily and Tony DiAgostino.
Anthony DiAgostino, I'll tell you, he comes to play all the time. He's all heart, gives you that 110%, and we mentioned before he's had 3 game-winning goals. Mom Emily and Father Tony, very, very proud of him. Here comes Shane Farmer over the boards. We mentioned Shane not in the lineup tonight, and he'll be back on Saturday. And Raiders sorely missed him. He's had some hard luck around the net, but I'll tell you, he's a solid, hard worker. Plays hard both ends of the ice, and Raiders need him back in the lineup. Here comes a guy that we mentioned plays hard all the time. Really true grit. He comes to play, knows only one speed, and that's full speed ahead. Matt Hazel. Here's another one, north-south player, big Sean Kellogg, big number 12. I tell you, he's had a great year, and he's had 7 goals and 2 assists to go along with that. One of the sharpest and fanciest of the Raiders around that net. He's Clint Kerwin, number 17. I tell you, he's a threat all the time around that net. One of the best offensive threats on the Raider. Here comes Big Zach, Coach Long's son. Zach will be in the pipe tonight, a big game for him. He's coming in with a 3-6-2 record and 3.28 goals against average. And I'll tell you, he's played strong and played tall for the Raiders all year long. The big captain, number 22, as Jerry and I like to call him, the Cat. As he goes, so goes the Raiders. Great potential, his big size, a lot of ability. when he has the right mindset, no one can stop him. There's Ben Nightingale. Glad to see him back in the lineup tonight. Ben has got a great shot, one of the best on the Raiders, and key on that power play. They need him. And here's Nathaniel Smythe, the other tandem of the Zach and Nathaniel combination. Said a lot of big nights and not any bigger than the game he had with Saratoga this year. And one of the most solid defensemen the Raiders have had all year long. The Raiders really need his leadership. Big number 4, Drew Wonke. And here's big number 15, couple of big goals against Seton Catholic last week, was our player of the game. A good, solid hockey player, plays hard, again, all over the ice, Joe Ward. And my partner is back on the ice, back from the ice. Here he is, our play-by-play man, Mr. Jerome Manor.
Well, I'll tell you, David, I'm certainly not old enough to have a senior, am I?
I think you are.
Even though she doesn't play hockey, she sings the national anthem and will. And Sally and I certainly appreciate the festivities here tonight. Very nice of Martha Slack to invite us to be a part of this.
Well, it was a nice gesture, but certainly I know the Raiders and the athletic department in the school appreciates the wonderful job that Emily and the other singers do. I'm sure around the league, it's the talk of the league when you come here when they sing the national anthem. Both teams perk up and pay attention. I was watching the Iona Catholic Club the other night. They couldn't believe when the national anthem of both countries were sang. They really, great job.
Okay, we have the sportsmanship pledge read by Eric Seacott.
We'd like to thank you for being here. We appreciate your support and ask you to join us in exhibiting good sportsmanship towards players, officials, and other fans. Thank you.
Nice job by Spanky reading a sportsmanship pledge. You could hear every word he said, very deliberately read, and a good job. Was noticing the officials, Mike St. Louis and Mel Tomilty.
Well, I could, Mike's name escaped me. I had Mel, and I knew that Mike was from Lake Placid. I said, I'll have to wait till Jerry gets back. Mike St. Louis, the Lake Placid, half the Lake Placid connection.
Well, I saw Mike in the lobby before the game. He just got back from Florida today.
From Florida?
From Florida. And he comes to referee a hockey game.
Well, let's
talk about a test, huh?
He does an excellent job, which is Mike from St. Louis, and who's his usual partner?
Butch Martin is in Florida now, or on his way. So that's the situation there. The introduction of the starting lineups, the Canton Golden Bears have been introduced, and the Massena Red Raiders are just about set to be introduced, and we'll be ready to start this hockey game. Of course, it is senior night, so we're a little bit late in starting, but not too bad. And of course, certainly well worth honoring all these seniors for the great plays they've made throughout their careers and the exciting moments they've given us, and there have been a lot of them.
No question. Big number 29, Zach Long, the starting nod. This is his 12th start. He's coming in with a 3.28 goals against average and an .859 save percentage.
Adam Barkley and Ben Nightingale reunited at the blue line for the first time in a long time.
Good to see 2 and 7 back there together.
Up front, of course, it'll be Matt Hazel centering Mike Cameron and Eric Meacham, the all-senior first line of the Massena Red Raiders.
That line coming in with 59 points to top the Raiders up front. The Canton crew, that tell you, their first units, they're explosive, 74 and 73 points.
Now, ladies and gentlemen.
One more time here at the arena, we are privileged to hear the voice of Emily Manor and the Massena Northern Star of Water and our national anthem.
the singing of our national anthem. We're ready to go here. Massena Canton, Northern Athletic Conference High School Hockey. And we've been waiting for this game for a long time, Coach.
Oh, a long time. It seems forever. The first game was scheduled way back in December 30th, and then the second game was scheduled for February 21st. But through Mother Nature, you don't fool with Mother Nature. These games have, both of those games were postponed until the last week of the season. And here, as I said, playing these back-to-back. The Raiders will play Canton tonight and then on Saturday to close out the season, and that's an oddity in the schedule.
Well, that's right, and in fact, the schedule, the season has been extended a week. We should have been playing a sectional game tomorrow, but they extended the season for 1 week because of all the makeups.
That's right. The sectionals, as you mentioned, start on Tuesday, February 24th, and the finals Thursday, the 26th of February. But both clubs, the Golden Bears, we said this top line of the Golden Bears of Colin Fitzrandolph, at center, Derek Backus on the right side, and Mark Morley on the left side. I'll tell you, that's a potent trio they've got coming into tonight's game with 74 points. And that second unit of Peters, Sergi, and Nee, they're no slouches either. They have 73, so Raiders have their hands full.
Well, the Golden Bears can put the puck in the net, and their record 17-2-1. They haven't lost too many, haven't lost since very early in the season. And we're underway off the face-off. Puck poke check to the Canton line, picked up by the Canton D. That's Jay Johnson moving into the Massena zone. Here's Morley in on the right wing side. Takes it in and dumps it back along the boards, bounces in behind the net. Barkley rips it around the boards for Cameron. He deflects it, doesn't clear the zone. Here's a shot from the point, knocked down in the circle. Raiders break it out. Barkley leading the attack. Headman pass. Hazel winds up his shot, deflected up into the wall. And we'll have a face-off inside Canton territory. Top of the circle, just underway here. It's scoreless. The Massena Red Raiders and the Canton Golden Bears. Raiders making a line change already, coming out with a Ward line. I think we're going to see Canton's Fitzrandolph line stay out there. One
of the keys for the Raiders, good defensive zone coverage and not to give up too many odd man rushes.
Off the draw, puck sits at the top of the circle. Here's a quick shot, and the save is made by Spadassini. Kerwin dumps it behind to Ward. Ward bodied into the boards by Luke Snow to the defenseman. The Golden Bears pick it up. Fitzrandolph moves it ahead to center ice. Headman goes into the Massena zone. In behind the net, Jeremy Buffum after it. Rips it around the boards for Slack. Jeffrey Slack bangs it out to center ice. John Richardson's there banging it ahead for the Golden Bears. Knocked away by Ward deep in Canton territory. Stopped in behind the net by John Richardson. Here's Richardson as the Raiders make another change. Puck comes out to center ice. Mike Sergi across the blue line, knocked away, delay offsides. Raiders clear it anyway. Dumped right back in the zone by the Golden Bears. Ben Green in behind the net. Jeremy Buffum after it. It's knocked up into the mesh behind the net. The whistle blows as it's tied up, and we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone. Little bit of miscommunication behind the net by the Raiders.
One big threat that the Raiders certainly have to contain. He wears number 22 out there, only a sophomore, Kevin Nee. He's coming in tonight's game with 17 goals and 22 assists for 39 points. He and that big number 20, Colin Fitzrandolph, again, only a sophomore. They are a couple excellent hockey players.
Off the face-off, DiAgostino trying to barge his way through, flips it along the boards for Seacott. Spanky doesn't clear the zone. Here's the puck in the circle, picked up by DiAgostino, flips to the blue line, dumped along the 45. Here's a chance for the Bears. The shot, I don't think it made it through, and the Raiders will move it out to center ice. Matt Robidoux across the blue line, right wing side, trying to center it, goes off the defenseman Richardson. Richardson flips it into the corner, and it's picked up by Robidoux again. Centering pass right in front, deflected through the crease, but Sergi picks it up, flips it out, right back in again, and back out to center ice. Bouncing pass, Robidoux got a piece of it, but following up is Richardson. He bangs it off the boards deep in Massena territory. Zach Long's trying to stop it behind the net. Canton winning the battle there. They look to center it, goes right in front of the net, but Spanky Seacott is there to move it behind for the Raiders. Seacott flips it around the boards for Matt Robidoux. Robidoux from Massena just lofts it, and it's going to go up into the stands, and we'll have a face-off Massena zone. Just underway here, 12:46 left first period, and on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, goose eggs.
Good hustle by number 21 of the Golden Bears, Pat Harrington, as he just hustled right in there and beat the Raider defenseman to the puck and created some havoc in behind Zach Long. Both these clubs, a big one. Raiders, as you mentioned, can still finish in number 1 top seed if they're able to beat the Bears
twice.
Twice.
Off the face-off, quick shot. and the save is made. Golden Bears control it back to the blue line and out to center ice. Back to pick it up is Luke Snow, bangs it off the boards, comes to Ben Nightingale, he flips ahead to Meacham. Meacham's head man intercepted by Green again, flips to the Massena line. Into the zone it comes, Joe York with it, quick shot, goes wide in behind the net. After it there is Pat Sullivan. Sullivan still hustling for it, slides it around behind the net. Back for it is Cameron. Cameron trying to rip it back around the boards. He'll kick it to the other side, and Barkley will come up after it, right side of the goalie. Barkley moves it ahead out to center ice, intercepted there by Jay Johnson. Dumps right back in for Canton, and the Bears will make a line change. Here comes Nightingale out of his own end. Flips it ahead for Meacham. Doesn't quite make it to him. It's intercepted there by Johnson, back inside the Massena zone. Barkley rips it around the boards. That's intercepted by the Bears. That's Fitz-Randolph behind the net, looks to center, goes all the way back to the blue line. They're in the middle of changing the defenseman, so it comes out to center ice. Dumped right back in. Zach stops it behind the net, leaves it, and it's dumped down the ice by Ben Nightingale. It's going to come right in on goal, so no icing. Sticked ahead by Spadassini out to center ice. Here comes Fitz-Randolph. He's taken out of the play. The puck picked up by Buffum. Buffum's headman out to center ice, too far for anybody to pick up. Comes right back to Morley. Big Mark Morley, converted defenseman. He oversteps, and it's slack back the other way. On the flip shot, deep in Canton territory. Stop behind the net, Spadassini. He's going to leave it, and around the boards it comes. Drew Wonky pinching in, flips it right back behind the net. After it is Richardson, we have a whistle. And we're going to have our first penalty of the game, and it's going to go against the Golden Bears for tripping.
Big break for the Raiders here with 11:08 left in the period. They've only been able to muster one shot on Spadassini, and that's a 189-footer that Ben Nightingale, just to relieve some pressure, wanted to get rid of it, and it was right on the net. But Bears picking up a penalty here in the early going. Let's see, the Raiders put out on the power play. Nightingale and Cameron on the points, probably. No, Adam Barkley, excuse me, and Ben Nightingale with the Cameron, Meacham, and Clint Kerwin on the other wing.
It's going to be Backus going off for tripping. Face off. One. Meacham has to come back for it. Here's Meacham into the circle. Cross ice pass. Barkley shot. Save made by Spadassini. Right back to Barkley at the point. He flips it to Meacham. He's got room. His shot. Nice save again, Spadassini. Two quick shots by the Raiders as they put some pressure on. In behind the net. Kerwin kicks it around to Meacham as he ran into traffic. Meacham back to Nightingale. Nightingale skates, goes to Meacham, back to Nightingale. He's got room, winds it up, shot hit the goal post. Puck bounces back to the blue line, kept in at the point. Here's Meacham again, skates it, flips it over to Barkley, pitching in. Barkley centers it to Meacham. Actually, it was for Kerwin. Back to the point it goes. Here's Nightingale. Nightingale winds up through traffic, deflected wide as that hit Mike Cameron, and the Bears pick it up Morley, and he'll reef it out to center ice. Excellent opportunities for Massena. We're going to have a hand pass on the Raiders as Barkley knocked it down, or Barkley rather, knocked it down.
Oh boy, great pressure by the Raiders on that power play. Adam Barkley and Ben Nightingale hitting the post flush on, and Big 22 had a wide open net, couldn't get a handle on it, I'll tell you, but the Raiders buzzing all around the Golden Bears.
Off the face-off, puck dumped right back in Canton territory. Spadassini, he's going to play it around the boards. Meacham cruises in after it, trying to go back to the point. Nightingale back to Meacham. Here's Meacham. Back to Nightingale at the point. He's got room. Winds up. His shot is blocked. He waited too long that time, but he keeps it in at the point. Here's Nightingale. Skates to Meacham. Meacham in the corner. 20 seconds left. Meacham winds up. Shot right on, but we have a man in the crease. So they'll move the face-off outside the zone, I believe.
Again, the Raiders using the overload on their favorite side with Big 22 halfway up the boards from the goal line and the blue line, and usually down low is Ryan Kerwin with Michael Cameron on the offside. The Raiders like to flop their wings, so they've got both of them are on their forehand around that net area. And again, Adam Barkley and Ben Nightingale on the points doing an excellent job.
Face-off just outside on the man in the crease call. Meacham dumps it off the backhand in the zone. 14 seconds left in the power play. Bears control, but don't clear the zone. Barkley keeps it at the point momentarily. He couldn't keep it in. Here comes Canton back the other way into the zone, and Barkley gets back just in time to break it up. Here's a sharp angle shot, and Zach makes the save. And what do we got, a penalty on Massena?
He's going to call a slash. Oh, I missed. I thought he was going to call. I was going to say he didn't call the one on Adam Barkley. It's a delay, but over here I didn't see it on their side.
It's Meacham getting the
Eric
call.
Meacham for slashing. I did not see it. And I was going to get on the officials for making a late call. I thought he was going to call Adam Barkley for hooking, and he didn't. It was on number 22, the Big Cat.
We saw the Massena power play. Now we'll see the Canton power play.
And as we look out there, Fitz Randolph is one, along with number 22, Kevin Nee, and big number 36, Mark Morley.
Off the faceoff, Morley right back to the point. They move it around the horn, and it's dumped into the corner.
Dump it.
And the Raiders control it and dump it down the ice. Moving back to play 1 point is Rob Peters. The other point man is John Richardson. And it's Richardson. He's going to leave it for Morley. Morley back to Richardson. Richardson moves it ahead. Down the ice, into the zone it goes. Kevin Nee with it, drops it for the point. Here's the drive, the save made. Rebound, bounces in front, and finally it's cleared by Hazel, back checking. Good job by Matt Hazel. Carroll in behind, bodied out of the play by Morley. Puck whistles behind the net, but we're going to have a hooking call against the Bears, and he knew it immediately.
I tell you, Jerry, that 5-on-4 turned into a 5-on-3 because Matt Hazel, that was forechecking, got caught. He slipped, lost his edge, and we got deep in the offensive end when the Bears broke out 5-on-3.
It's going to be Colin Fitz-Randolph as he got the hook behind the net, and he steps into the penalty box. Now he's questioning, but...
Well, as I said, most of them do, not only Colin.
He started right for the penalty box, then he kind of turned the other way, and then said, "What, me?"
4 seconds.
Well, that the Bears only had 37 seconds on that penalty power play.
4-on-4, but they had one excellent opportunity right in front of the net. Raiders looking to move it out of the zone. They don't. Kept in by the Bears. Now Wonky throws a check. The puck squirts free to Anthony DiAgostino. Back to Wonky. A little bit too far. Here's a shot from the point through traffic. The save. It's under Zach, I believe, as they battle for it. The whistle blew as the official lost sight of it. It may have still been free. Morley was in there battling for it along with Mike Sergi. And we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone. Oh, excuse me. That was not Mike Sergi. That was Pat Harrington.
And Raider defenseman Jeremy Buffum doing a good job putting some lumber and on that Canton forward who was trying to set up camp in front of goaltender Zach Long, and that's what you want to do. Bother him, move him around, don't let him get that stick on the ice.
Off the face-off. Nightingale with it behind the net. He gets tied up by Morley. Morley steals the puck, fired it right across the goal mouth, took it right away. Now the puck in the corner. After it again, Nightingale. This time he's going to wrap it around the boards and it just trickles down the ice. And it's not going to go far enough for icing as Kerwin let it go by. Back to pick it up for the Golden Bears. Snow knocked away, puck stolen. Kerwin in front, can't get a shot off. He tries to flip it through to Ward as he got knocked down. Joey Ward behind the net. Battles for it there, gets tied up by the defenseman Jay Johnson. And the puck still free. Kerwin back to the point, Nightingale. Nightingale steps by the check. Nightingale, quick snapshot, it's blocked. Comes back, Kerwin turns it around. Goes wide into the corner, Slack after it. Goes to Ward, in the circle, his shot, fired behind. Comes to Slack. Here's Jeffrey Slack in the corner, skates in front, winds it up, shot right on the rebound. And the rebound was free, but the whistle blew. And now some pushing and shoving behind the net as Joe Ward and Luke Snow mix it up. Both teams have had excellent chances.
Well, Canton's going to get a penalty, and I felt they should have had one before this as Clint Kerwin came across right from left to right and was hauled down by number 21 initially, Pat Harrington. No call on the play. This one it goes to, looks like number 5. It's Jay Johnson's going to pick up the... So both officials, Mr. St. Louis and Mr. Tumulty, calling it close here in the first early going.
Very close. Close to the vest, and that'll give Massena a 2-man advantage for 22 seconds.
You can, a lot of intensity, a lot of electricity out there in this game. You can just feel it.
Meacham out there to take the face-off against Kevin Nee. Meacham wins it back to the point. Nightingale skates out toward the middle, goes to Meacham. Meacham right in front, Kerwin shot, short side, save made, Spadassini. Puck around the boards, Nightingale keeps it in. Takes it right to the middle. Nightingale goes to Meacham, skates in front, short shot, save made. Rebound right in front of the net, and Kerwin just didn't see it. And it's back to the blue line. One penalty's elapsed. Here's Barkley with it, goes to Cameron. Cameron in the circle now, right side of the goalie. We almost never see Massena over there. Now they come back to Barkley at the point. Here's Barkley, winds, quick shot through traffic, save made. Rebound right across the goal mouth. Nobody there to put a stick on it. And it's Nee picking it up and shoveling it out to center ice. Here's Barkley, head man to Meacham. He takes it across and on the off wing. Meacham sets up on the power play. He'll go back to the point, 40 seconds left in said same. Here's Nightingale to Meacham at the 45. Meacham skates it, goes back to Nightingale. Man in the crease.
The favorite call seems to be, that's what it is. It's coming outside. The Raider forward Michael Cameron was in the crease.
That's a darn big crease.
That is a big crease, and
They even painted it so you can see it.
but the face-off will come outside. Raiders all kinds of pressure, but give Canton their due because they're bending but not breaking, and Raiders not getting that second opportunity. Canton giving the Raiders the outside, the perimeter, but Boyd really clamping down when it gets in that between the dots.
Robidoux out there with Seacott and Ward now for the final 32 seconds of this power play. The Bears clear it. Barkley, he'll flip over to Cameron, who stepped back to play the point from the red line. Cameron just flips it across, not far enough, and it's dumped down the ice. And a little bit of traffic as the official got in the way as well on the side there. Here's Barkley, stick handles. He'll carry it and dump it. Into the corner it goes. Ward racing, can't come up with it. Cleared, kept in by Cameron. Cameron flips it along the boards, bounces back to the blue line. Robidoux, he backhands it in the corner. We're down to 3 seconds, and the Bears, but it's Seacott, and he can't quite come up with it. In the corner, Bears get a man back. Seacott got the puck. He takes it back into the corner. Seacott, he's got room. Centers in front. Robidoux couldn't get a stick on it. Oh, golden opportunity. What a great pass by Seacott. And the puck cleared along the boards to the blue line out. No, it didn't come out. Barkley made the stick handle move. Here's Barkley's trying to center. Comes to Robidoux. Quick shot goes wide. Puck into the corner. After it there, the Bears, and they dump it down the ice. That'll be icing against Canton and move the faceoff back in the Bears zone, as they did a good job of killing that penalty off.
I talked about the defensive keys for the Raiders. Hadn't got to the offensive, but they were, which I was going to mention before. Take advantage of their opportunities around that net, which they haven't done, and good on the special teams. But I tell you, so many times this year the Raiders have had glorious opportunities. They just can't find that one sniper that's on a consistent basis to bury that puck. And Matt Robidoux's had a ton of chances.
Rob Peters off the faceoff wins the draw. Back to Danny Frank. Frank getting his first ice time tonight. Takes it in behind the net and then flips it around on the other side. Along the boards, the Bears try to clear and do. Carroll dumps it right back in the zone. Delay offsides, but the Bears will move it out. Frank again. Here comes Frank from the red line. Dumps it right on. Zach makes the save. Leaves it in behind. And it's flipped around the boards by Travis Durant way up into the wall. And so we'll have a face-off in Massena territory. Still no score in the game. 5:26 left in the first period on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
Wasn't too long ago we talked about the Raiders having one shot on goal, 189-footer. Looking at them now, they have 10 shots on goal, then all around Spadassini, but again, can't dent the net.
They've had a couple of open nets at times and just can't seem to get the stick on it. Here's DiAgostino winning the draw, gets knocked down, slides it out, and now the Raiders will be called for icing as Seacott picked it up and didn't realize how much he got on it. Down the ice it goes, and we'll go back inside Massena territory for another face-off.
An oddity, these two clubs met 3 times last year, and any time, you know, usually pretty, the last 5-6 years, pretty close. Win 2, lose 1, split, but the Golden Bears swept the 3-game series last year against the Raiders.
Face-off left side in Massena territory, off the draw. Puck in the circle, they battle for it. Comes in behind, Travis Durant flips it behind the net. Kellogg comes back for it. He can't come up with it. They got a man right in front. Sharp angle shot goes wide. Raiders will move it out. Headman pass goes to DiAgostino, not far enough. And the Golden Bears break up the play and move it back the other way. Robbie Peters, he circles back, then flips it ahead. Richardson down the wing, into the Massena zone it goes. In behind the net, Morley gets there first. He's taken out of the play, somehow gets free, flips it in the corner. Comes bouncing behind. They move it, bouncer in front, and Zach's going to jump on it as it came to Kevin Nee, but he couldn't get a stick on it as it was bouncing, and Zach grabbed it and covered up for the faceoff.
A couple of little points that the Raiders have been guilty of all year long, Jerry, and 2 of them just showed up. One Canton player out-muscled 2 Raiders in the corner and threw it out in front. 2 brown shirts around, fortunately couldn't capitalize. And then 31 Morley just went in, and he not only a Raider defenseman on his back, but it's okay for the puck to come out, but don't let Morley come out. Both Morley and the puck came out.
Off the faceoff, here's a quick snapshot. Didn't really get away. Here comes Meacham the other way from Massena. Meacham in on the off wing, trying to bust by the defenseman, and he's too far in behind the net. Good job by the Canton defenseman. That was Jay Johnson, just keeping Meacham from getting in front. Back comes Canton the other way. Colin Fitzrandolph. Fitzrandolph into the Massena zone with Morley. Nice drop pass. Following, here's the shot. Save made. The puck bounces back out in the circle. Here's another shot. Another save made by Long. Puck cleared into the corner. Bounces behind the net. Raiders Meacham back there to pick it up. Here's Meacham lifting it high in the air, and I believe that will go far enough for icing. and the whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off as the Raiders had a chance to clear and didn't, and we've said that a few times this year.
Well, both defenders that time, Colin Fitzrandolph coming down that right side, crossed into the middle, and the Raider defenders, it was basically a 1-on-2, and they got mixed up. They both went to Fitzrandolph, and he just dropped the pass to his winger. In fact, there were 2 brown shirts that came free on the right side, but that's just a missed coverage by the defense.
Off the face-off, Morley or Fitzrandolph against Ward. Fitzrandolph goes down. Barkley trying to come up with it. Now it's Ward. Ward, headman pass, a little bit too far for Kerwin. Knocked back to the Massena line. Turned around, it's Backus, dumping deep in the Massena corner. Zach trying to clear the puck around the boards. And he almost ran into his defenseman. Puck trickles into the corner. Golden Bears Backus controls. He gets tied up by Joe Ward. Now Nightingale comes in throwing some checks. The puck's still free. Ward knocks Backus down, and we'll have a face-off inside Massena territory to the left of goaltender Zach Long. And I know a lot of times Zach will come out behind the net and get caught up there.
Well, they had that problem against Iona Catholic when Zach came out and he and one of his defenders ran into each other, and the puck squirted free right out in front, and Iona right there to put it home.
Off the face-off, here come the Raiders. Clint Kerwin busts out of the zone. He's got slack breaking. Here's Kerwin trying to go by. He's taken out of the play and back after it. The Golden Bears pick it up. That was Joe York. He gets tied up. Puck squirts into the corner. Now Kerwin goes down. And here come the Bears back out. John Richardson. He dumps to the Massena line and in the zone. Ben Nightingale after it. We have a whistle. And I think we're going to have an icing call as it did cross the line just before Nightingale could grab it, and all the way back into the Canton zone it will come.
That Raider line of Kerwin, Ward, and Slack, very physical all year long, and they're really playing physical out here tonight. All 3 of them handing out some heavy checks, and that takes its toll down the road. That's the way you like to play, and that's good, solid hockey. I'd like to see that.
Face off right side, off the draw, back to the point. Durant just bounces one, and it's going to come right in on Spadassini, and he'll hold on for the face-off.
Oh, got a little reaction from the crowd. Anthony D'Agostino went to the net. Spadassini gave him an elbow or a cross-check right in the face, and the referee Mel Tumulty said, hey, no more of that, son. And I'm sure he regrets that move.
Seacott will face off again for Massena. Off the draw, puck sits in the circle. Robidoux back to the point. Carroll winds up through traffic. It's deflected. Rebound. Robidoux. Save made, and the goalie has no idea where it is. Neither did anybody else for a moment, but it squirts into the corner. Robidoux back to the blue line. Kept in at the point. Picked up there by John Richardson as a dump behind the net. Over to Green. Green gets tied up. Head check. The puck squirts free into the corner. Comes back toward the blue line. Bears will move it out to center ice. Pat Sullivan, ridden off the play. Carroll dumps it ahead, and it bounces to the Canton line. Now back the other way. Sullivan has it knocked away. Raiders battle for it. Move it to the Canton line again. Bounce to the Massena line. Carroll over skates. Puck bounces just across, back out again. Carroll comes back for it and flips it to the open wing. Picking it up there is John Richardson. He'll dump it in the Massena zone as the Bears want to change. 2:19 and counting, still 0-0 as the puck cleared to the Canton line. Picked up there by Luke Snow. He'll drop it to his partner. Raiders make a change, and the puck comes bouncing to the Massena line. Hard check thrown there. Puck bounces through to Meacham. Meacham has it poke checked away by a back-checking Kevin Nee, and finally it's picked up there by Luke Snow. In his own end now, he'll drop it to Jay Johnson. Johnson behind the net. Meacham takes him into the boards. The puck bounces free. In behind, it's Hazel. Back to the blue line. Drew walking, quick snapshot, gloved. It was off the net, but gloved anyway by Spadassini, and we'll have another face-off in the Canton zone with 1:48 left and a 0-0 tie.
Excellent job forechecking by the Raiders. They got the Golden Bear defense backed right on their heels and finishing their checks, and it was just a great defensive play by number 7, Luke Snow, as the Raiders pounded him in behind, picked up the loose puck and had a man open in front, threw it out in front, and Luke Snow deflected it with his stick. Good move by the Bear defenders, but I'll tell you, the Raiders, all the lines are out there forechecking hard and finishing their checks. That's what you want to see, and that's going to pay dividends.
Face off left side in the Canton zone. Puck sits in the circle. Quick shot by Cameron. Score! Right off the face off, and the Raiders go ahead 1-0 as Cameron banged it by Mark Spadassini. It's 1-0 Massena.
Right off the draw, they dropped the puck, and it was kind of like a neutral draw. No one won the puck. It was just laying, and Michael Cameron at the edge of the circle skated in, just kind of gently reached in, pulled the puck out with a stick, and in one motion ripped a A shot that caught the far post. It was a wrist shot, beat Spadassini to the stick side, and the Raiders go up 1-0. Michael Cameron get the goal, and number 22 probably will pick up the assist because he was on the draw.
Off the face-off, puck controlled by Barkley. He busts his way through the middle, takes a shot right on. Spadassini kicks it into the corner. Hazel gets the assist.
Well, he was centering.
That's right, Hazel was centering. And the Raiders go ahead 1-0, but the Bears break out. Here comes Big Morley, does a shift at the blue line and then stops, gets a backhander right across the crease, and Zach is going to glove it and didn't take any chances with that one. He'll hold on for the face-off. 1:18 left in the first period on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Raiders lead it 1-0.
Michael Cameron, who leads the Raiders in assists with 17, picks up his 10th goal of the year, and that's a big one with Matt Hazel on the draw, getting the other assist.
Off the face-off, puck in the circle. Ben Nightingale picks it up, reefs it around the boards. Kerwin can't get it. Puck picked up in the corner by the Bears back as he'll flip it in behind a Morley. Morley tries to center, but it's knocked by Barkley in behind again. It's Fitzrandolph with it. Out to the point, and it bounced out to center ice. And right back in again. And, of course, Mike St. Louis right on the line watching it like a hawk. And he makes the call for offside. 1:02 left in the first period. 1-0 Raiders lead on the Corky scoreboard. A Mike Cameron goal.
At the 13-18 mark, Matt Hazel on the assist. Big one to get on the board first. In this exciting first period, the Raiders have dented the twine first.
Off the face-off. Golden Bears control and dump it in the Massena zone. Back after Ben Nightingale. Takes it behind the net, lifts it down the ice. That should roll right on, so icing will be waved off. Spadassini will leave it in the corner for his defenseman Richardson. He overskated. Cameron digging for it. Cameron looks to center, gets tied up. Now Hazel pinches in, throws a check. The puck bounces free along the boards, and finally it's out to center ice. Here come the Golden Bears into the Massena zone. Nightingale will pick up the loose puck. Back off the glass, out to center ice again. Back across the blue line, delay offsides. Raiders control 20 seconds and counting. Meacham threw it away in front. Nightingale falls down. Here's Fitzrandolph, and he scores. Oh, man, what a hard goal to give up. As the Raiders, just an unforced error in their own end, they cough up the puck, and Colin Fitzrandolph will get the goal to tie it.
Tough break for the Raiders, 18 seconds, as you mentioned, turnover deep in their own end, and the Bears pounced on it. They haven't had many opportunities in this first period, but they did that time, and Fitzrandolph got Zach Long down as he picked up that loose puck about the top of the circle, walked right in, and went forehand backhand, and the Bears have tied it up.
Raiders had a chance. The forward had the puck, and he fired it right at the Canton player. And that gave Canton a chance. 7 seconds left. Puck dumped in the zone and gloved by Spadassini. He's going to hold on for the faceoff with 2 seconds left. So the Raiders will pull their goalie, of course, with a faceoff deep in Canton territory. Raiders could have been going to the locker room with a 1-0 lead. Instead, it'll most likely be a 1-1 tie, as just a mistake in their own end cost them big time.
And as they say, those goals in the last minute of any period any goal is heartbreaking, but at the last, really demoralizing when the opposition gets one in the last minute and the Bears in the last 18 seconds. But I'm sure the coaching staff will get that bigger pumped up again in between periods. Big face-off.
Off the face-off, the buzzer will sound. And that'll take care of the period. Both teams scoring a goal late in the period. And it's a 1-1 tie after one period.
And had the opportunity last year, if I get a chance to get out to Wrigley Field, and I heard Harry saying, "Take me out to the ball game," the 7th inning stretch. It's an institution. He's been around almost as long as I have, according to Sanford.
Yes, that's right.
Sanford said 50 years. I wanted to tell him some of those mornings I get out of bed, it seems like 75 years ago.
Well, speaking of anniversaries and whatnot, the Massena Arena is celebrating its 25th anniversary, and there will be a program tomorrow, an anniversary program right here at the arena at 2 o'clock, and we'll be here to bring it to you live on WMSA, so you're invited to join us for that. Okay, we're about set to go in the second period. We're all tied at 1, as Matt Hazel will step into the face-off circle against Colin Fitzrandolph, and we'll be ready to go. It's Spadassini defending the goal to our left, and Zach Long defending the goal to our right. And the puck is dropped off the face-off. Meacham. Here's the big Meach right across the blue line. Big backhand shot is wide. Cameron digs the puck out of the corner. Here's Cameron back by the blue line. Cameron has it knocked away, comes out to center ice. Nightingale will pick it up there, flip it ahead. Meacham dumps it in the zone. Picked up by Jay Johnson, Canton defenseman. He'll move it ahead, out to center ice. It goes into the Massena zone and in behind that. Morley chasing in after it. Here's Morley taken out of the play. Meacham will pick up the puck, flip it around the boards. Takes a funny bounce out to center ice. Dumped right back in. Golden Bears are delay offsides. They clear the zone. Barkley comes up with the puck and over skates in behind. The puck bounces, and they try to wrap around side of the net. Raiders move it to the blue line, not out of the zone. Here's a quick shot in behind, and it's picked up by Morley. Looks to center. Barkley takes it side of the net and moves it ahead. Here's Barkley. He'll carry it as nobody picks him up. His headman pass didn't get much on it. It's intercepted. Right back into the zone come the Golden Bears. Here's a shot. Zach gloves it and holds on. Kind of a weak shot by Rob Peters, and the Raiders will have a face-off in their own end.
Good face-off by Zach Long. Good judgment. He knew he needed a line change. That line was tired. His defense were tired, and he held on. Here in the first 58 seconds, face-off deep in the Raider end to the left of Zach Long.
Face-off will feature Peters against Ward. Off the draw, the puck sits in the circle, and Drew Wonky takes it behind, rips it around the board. Slack lets it go to the blue line. Here comes Massena. Partial 2-on-1. Are they going to get to it? Ward. He's ridden into the boards nicely by Ben Green, the defenseman, and the puck flipped along the puck boards out to Wonky at the point. He just dumps it into the circle. It's clear. They got a man breaking, but Buffum is back to poke it ahead, but it's intercepted there. Here comes Kevin Nee. He's knocked down. The puck bounces out to center ice. Raiders. Here's Kerwin with it. He's got Slack. He's going to shoot from the blue line, and it is up into the wall off the shoulder of Mark Spadaccini, and we'll have a face-off this time in the Canton zone. You're listening to Red Raider Hockey on 1340 WMSA in Massena Community Broadcasting.
Clint Kerwin on a 2-2 rush and elected to fire about a 67-footer that Spadaccini directed over the glass to his right. Face-off deep in the Golden Bear zone.
It'll be Joe Ward stepping into the circle. He'll face off against Peters again.
Raiders defense have got to be conscious. That last shift out there, a couple of Bears in behind them. They're thinking offense, but their first priority should be thinking defense when they're at that offensive blue line.
Face off right side in the Canton zone. Mel drops the puck. It goes in behind the net, picked up by the defenseman Luke Snow. He wraps it around the boards to his partner. Johnson stolen away. Here's Slack, backhander in front, short side, save, rebound, save again, Spadaccini, and the puck clear to the blue line and out to center ice. Two huge saves by Spadaccini on short, sharp angle shots by the Raiders. Raiders dump it to the Canton line, get it right back again. Here comes Travis Durant trying to flip it ahead, but it's intercepted and dumped to the Massena line. Picked up there, Brian Carroll to Kerwin. Kerwin bangs it ahead for Ward. Ward has it knocked away, comes to the Massena line again. Carroll, he'll turn it around and come the other way. Brian Carroll looks up ice, ahead to Slack. Slack, nice pass to Ward. Here's Ward busting in right side, sharp angle shot. Rebound bounces in front, Spadaccini covers up and holds on for the face-off. That pass that Slack made was a thing of beauty to Ward. He just deflected it off the boards, bounced it right to Joey Ward in full flight. Ward took the shot, save made by Spadaccini.
Great shift out there by that orange line, and just prior to that, Jeffrey Slack working his way out of the corner, walked right out on his backhand, got a shot off. Spadaccini gave up the rebound. He's been noted to give up big rebounds, and Joe Ward pounced on the rebound. He got a backhand off, but put it right in the midsection of Spadaccini. But another good shift by the orange line, Ward, Slack, and Kerwin.
Now it'll be Seacott out there with DiAgostino and Kellogg against Harrington, Sullivan, and York. Off the draw, puck in behind to John Richardson. Richardson, he'll move it on the wing as the Bears try to move it out of the zone and do. Barkley flips it right back in, bounces in behind the net. Picked up once again by Richardson. Richardson flips to the corner to his partner. They move it ahead, and it's out to center ice. Here comes Morley with it. Morley dumps to the Massena zone. In behind the net, Zach leaves it, and the Raiders defense clears to the blue line, kept in at the point, and that was gloved, no question about it, by the defenseman Dan Frank, and that should move the faceoff outside.
As they say, that was a good 4 or 5 yard gain off tackle for Dan Frank. He wanted to knock it down. He looked around. He said, carry it. And Mike St. Louis on the call.
Off the face-off. Raiders try to move it ahead. Seacott, he'll just flip it across, and it trickles right in on Spadaccini. He'll clear it ahead to his winger and out to center ice. DiAgostino throws a check. The puck bounces into the Massena zone. Ben Nightingale after it. Sergi gets there first. Sergi escapes the check, centers it, but it's going to go back to the blue line out to center ice. And that was what you were talking about just a moment ago as the Massena defenseman let the Canton player get away. Here's Barkley. Headman pass too far for Seacott. Down the ice it'll go, and it'll be icing against Massena, and the faceoff will move back in Massena territory. 11:40 left in the second period. Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard says 1-1 tie.
So you might, that last pass, Adam Barkley to Eric Seacott, you might have a tendency to blame the defenseman too long, but Eric wasn't breaking. He's got to recognize that. Maybe he didn't think that Adam was going to come cross ice in that defensive zone, but there wasn't anyone around. It looked like a safe pass, and Eric's got to be breaking a little bit quicker.
Fitz Randolph against Hazel now off the draw. Puck goes into the corner. After it, Hazel. Now Buffum flips it ahead. Intercepted Fitz Randolph. Fitz Randolph back to the blue line, but is poke checked to the blue line, but not out. It'll come back in the corner. Buffum after it. Drew Wonky throws a check. Here's a chance for Kent. Morley turns it around. Zach makes the save. And again, both Massena defensemen went to the one player. That allowed Morley to come from behind the net and get a shot.
No reason. They've got to read each other. And again, just a grievous mistake by the Raider defense. Both of them. We had one in front, and the other defenseman had the Canton forward who went in the corner, and they got their wires crossed. And Coach Long is talking to him right now. And I don't know which one to blame, but I have an idea, and he has an idea, and he's giving it to him. Got to leave somebody in front of that net.
Travis Durant off the faceoff, flips it around the boards, ahead to Cameron. Cameron bangs at it, has it knocked down as they scrum. Comes back to the blue line. Here's the drive, save made. The rebound, Meacham doesn't clear. Comes back to the point. Here's another shot, saved by Zach, and he'll hold on for the faceoff.
Okay, getting back to basics again, the Raider forward, the big cat that time, picked up the rebound and didn't want to handle it, and if he's going to backhand it from deep in his own end, he's got to make sure it clears his own. If not, take it into the corner, take it in behind the net, put it in your pocket, but don't soft feather it back to the point where the opposition can drive it back down your throat.
After all, that's what their forwards are trying to do.
That's right.
Don't need to make it any easier for them, I guess. Off the faceoff, puck in the corner. In behind the net, it's Rob Peters with it. Flips to the blue line, kept in at the point. Bounces right in front. Big save by Zach. Not a hard shot, but a tricky one. Now the Raiders move it around the boards. Cameron doesn't clear the zone. Back to the point. Comes right to Carroll. He'll look ahead. This time he bangs it out to center ice. Picked up there by Snow. Right back in the Massena zone. Carroll, he'll try to cross-ass pass. It's intercepted by the defenseman Johnson. Hazel trying to move it ahead. The puck tied up, picked up there, and it's going to come to Cameron in front with nobody there but Cameron. He'll look for a long headman pass to Meacham, and that's icing, and all the way down the ice, we'll have a face-off back in the Massena zone.
Again, you go cross ice in your own end, but you better go in a hurry. You better not tip it off, and young Brian Carroll did tip it off that he was going cross ice, and the weak side defenseman, number 5, Jay Johnson, read it, and he stepped up and within a whisker. If he catches that, he's in free from the blue line. So you can't, if you're going to come across there, don't telegraph it, but get it going in a hurry.
Joey Ward steps into the circle against Rob Peters. In the Massena zone, left side of the goaltender, Zach Long off the draw. Puck cleared to the blue line, kept in at the point, and then dumped in behind the net. Puck rips into the corner. Nightingale flips it to Slack. Jeffrey picks up the loose puck, looks up ice. Headman pass meant for Kerwin, a little bit too far. Don't believe it's going to go far enough for icing, though. Back after it, Richardson. He's tied up by Kerwin. Ward comes in to pick up the puck. He gets tied up. They battle Slack in there, and the whistle blows as the puck apparently is tied up. And we'll have a face-off in the Canton zone.
Again, we had penalties early on in that first period, 3 to Canton and 1 to the Raiders, but we played over just a little shy of 5 minutes. No penalties here in this second period. The officials set the tempo, told the players play hard, play clean, and that's what they're doing.
Face-off right side in the Canton zone now. Off the draw, comes back to Nightingale. Turn, he's got room, winds it up. Save made high. Rebound. Here's the shot. Save made. Rebound in front. They battle for it. Comes to Kerwin. Kerwin circles behind the net. Tries a short side. Wrap around, and he hit the goalpost with it. And the puck picked up by the Bears. And there's pushing and shoving in front of the net.
What a move by number
man.
17, Clint Kerwin. An outstanding move as the Raiders all kinds of pressure. Ben Nightingale shot from the point. Spadassini makes the save. Kerwin picks the rebound. Spadassini makes the save, and the puck's in behind the net. Kerwin jumps on it, starts going left to right, stops, comes back to the short side, and he had everybody fooled. He had the wide open net, but it hit a stick, Somebody got a stick in there and deflected it.
Apparently Spadassini.
Oh, I'll tell you, just a great move by Clint Kerwin, but as equally great move by the goaltender to get a stick across there, because everybody in the house figured he's going around the net, puts the brakes on, and I thought he had one tucked in that wide open net. Whoa. Great pressure by the Raiders, and again, that orange line award Slack and Kerwin out there right in the mix of things.
They've had a great game thus far.
Yes, they have, and I tell you, the intensity level hasn't decreased here in this second period. In fact, if it's probably picked up a notch or two.
Face off right side in the Canton zone. Pat Harrington will face off against Ward. Off the draw, the puck goes in behind the net, picked up by Luke Snow. He'll rip it around the boards. Nightingale pinches in, keeps it in momentarily. It's picked up there by Johnson for Canton. Circles in the corner. Johnson looks to move it, bangs it out to center ice. Nightingale at the red line, reefs it right back in the zone. It'll come to Johnson again. Johnson behind the net, runs into traffic, rips it around the boards, gets it to his forward, and they dump it out to center ice. Barkley back after it. Here's Adam Barkley, picking it up, looks up ice, head man to Kerwin, he just deflects it on the way through, but it's going to come in on Spadassini. He'll stick it way out to center ice. Barkley again for the Raiders. Barkley's head man, ahead to Ward, bounces away from him. Back the other way comes Jay Johnson, 3-on-2. He flipped it over on the right side to Mike Donnelly. He's taken out of the play. This is the first time we've seen the Canton fourth line. They've got the puck in behind the Massena net. Quick short side shot goes right across the goal mouth. Barkley is there. Flips it around the boards. It comes to Jonathan Parks trying to center. Nightingale got in front of it just in time. Puck goes in behind the net. Comes to Parks again. Looks to center. He's taken out of the play. Puck bounces free. Golden Bears have it behind. Barkley ties up the forward. Throws it into the corner. And the puck still bounces in behind a Nightingale. Nightingale flips it along the boards to Robidoux. Robidoux can't get it out of the zone. Comes to Nightingale behind the net. And the puck squirts free. Barkley picks it up. Barkley just reefs it out to center ice. And it'll not roll far enough for icing. And that fourth line did a pretty good job keeping Massena in their own end. Now the puck back the other way. DiAgostino just got nailed, and he gets up very slowly.
I tell you, the officials missed one there. Number 11, Mike Donnelly, got the stick on Anthony DiAgostino right there at the blue line, right in front of it. I don't know, he pulled him down. He almost a spear, and Anthony never wanted to complain, went down, and he was slow getting up. But both officials, I don't know how they missed it, right at center ice, but no call. And good effort by that fourth unit that you mentioned of Smith, Donnelly, and Sullivan getting some ice time out there. They had pressure on the Raiders.
That's the first time we've seen him off the faceoff. Kellogg with it for Massena, flips it in the corner. Puck in behind the net now. Somebody broke their stick. Puck around the boards. The Golden Bears will break it out of there. Here comes Canton, busting by the Massena. That's Fitz-Randolph, gets by. Sharp angle shot, gets forced behind the net. He's taken out of the play, and the puck comes free to Raiders' Seacott. Seacott's head man, that's Robidoux, who doesn't have a stick, and it's dumped back in the Massena zone. Here's Buffum with it. Buffum moves it ahead. DiAgostino gets tied up. Puck bounces in front, and it's just deflected across the goal mouth by the Golden Bears. Puck in the corner, they still have it. In behind, and it goes free behind the net. Buffum lost his stick, and he kicks the puck to Kellogg. Kellogg bangs it, doesn't clear the zone. Puck in the corner, rips around the boards, and Buffum throws a check trying to just tie the puck up. Morley knocks him down. The puck squirts free, comes to Seacott, and he lifts it up into the wall for the faceoff.
Excellent pressure out there by that line of Morley, Fitz-Randall, and Backus as they had the Raiders really penned up in their own end and had them running around, getting out of position. Didn't have a lot of good scoring opportunities, but I'll tell you, they were really turning the screws, and Eric Seacott, smart move, and got away with it. Could have got a delay of the game call, but he flipped it over the glass, and no call except we got a face-off deep in the Raider end, and the Raiders make a change out there.
Canton complaining for a penalty, but they didn't get the call. Hazel will take the face-off.
Good non-call.
Yeah. It'll be Peters out there. Puck sits in the circle, he busts through, but it's in behind the net. Two Golden Bears back there getting it, but now the Raiders come back, try to cover up. Hazel in there digging for it. The puck's still free. It's going to come free to Knee. Knee battled away from it, but the Raiders' Durant moves it ahead. Cameron, and he backhands it out to center ice. Good job by Travis Durant that time. Puck back in the zone again. Golden Bears, quick shot. Save made, big rebound. but it's going to be controlled by Cameron of Massena, and he'll move it out. Head man to Meacham. Meacham trying to chase it down, couldn't catch it, but stays with it, and the puck bounces away and out to center ice. Here's Carroll with it. Turns it around, good idea, flips it ahead to Meacham. Meacham turns back by the Massena blue line. Here's Meacham building up the head of steam, takes it in the zone. Here's Meacham trying to bust through, and he lost his edge. The puck trickles in on the goalie, and now we have a whistle. Oh boy, is going to be a penalty on Canton? Okay, going to be a cross check.
Going to call it on number 16, I believe.
That happened behind, almost after the play, as Meacham lost his edge and slid in, and he got cross-checked afterwards. So the Raiders will go back on the power play, as picking up the penalty will be Dan Frank for cross-checking.
That's right. It was after the play. The play was just about over as Eric Meacham was sliding into the net, and Spadassini had the puck, and Frank, a little extracurricular activities. Raiders on the power play. Need the momentum right. The last 4 or 5 minutes has shifted to the Golden Bears. The first 4 or 5 minutes, I think Massena had the advantage. Let's see if we can swing it around on this power play.
Meacham will take the draw out there for the Raiders. Off the faceoff, Golden Bears control. That's Luke Snow. Cameron tries to tie him up in the corner. Puck squirts. They battle for it. Is it still? No, it's free to Cameron. Michael Cameron looks to move it right in front, but goes back to the point. Nightingale fakes the shot, gets a quick one now and fired it behind the net, and it'll go to the side, and Spadassini will cover up. Nightingale made a smart move that time, as looked like he was going to shoot, and the Canton forward came out to try to block it. He went around him, and quick snapshot went wide.
And a great job by Clint Kerwin as he dislodged the puck loose in behind the Canton net and got it out in front. And the Raiders that time did what you're supposed to do in a power play when you have the odd man advantage. Outnumber the defensive guys in along the boards, and they did.
Off the faceoff. Nightingale to Meacham, poke checked away by Fitzrandolph. Good play by Colin Fitzrandolph, and the puck goes into the Massena zone. Zach plays it behind the net for Barkley, who rips it around the boards for Meacham. Meacham will drop it ahead to Nightingale, goes back around the boards. Puck takes a funny bounce off the backboard, picked up by the Golden Bears. They got a man in front, and they center Fitzrandolph. He fired it wide. Puck comes in behind the nets, tied up in the mesh, and it'll go out to center ice.
Raiders not being able to handle that aggressive forecheck of the Canton Golden Bears. I think they're aware that the first man usually gets in on you in a hurry, and usually the Canton keeps the second man high, but that time they ran both guys in down below the dots, and I tell you, the Raiders were in jeopardy of giving up a shorthanded goal.
Colin Fitzrandolph had the puck in front of the net. He was tied up, but still got a shot off and just missed.
He's one tall drink of water, a good, excellent hockey player, only a sophomore.
And he has got a great shot. Great hockey player. Probably the premier hockey player in the league this year, Colin Fitzrandolph. Here's Barkley with it. Head man to Matt Robidoux. Robidoux tries to slide it in the zone, but it's knocked away. Comes back to the blue line, just across and out to center ice. Robidoux after it. Here's Matt Robidoux trying to bust by the defenseman. Takes it in the corner, centering pass. The Massena forward too well tied up. Pinching in, Cameron shot! Oh, deflected by Robidoux. That time he should have kept the stick down. That might have hit the corner. Back to the blue line. Seacott flips it in the circle. Stumped out to center ice. Bounces around, and the Bears touch it first as Cameron control it with a high stick. I think they touched it before that, though, didn't they?
Thought they did.
Puck dumped down the ice. That ought to be an icing as the penalty is elapsed, but apparently not, so it comes to Barkley in his own end. So the Raiders come up short in the power play. Cameron with the puck in his own end. He'll move it up. Looks to reef it down the ice as we have a whistle. The door is open, so they'll have to have a face-off at center ice.
As the Canton player left the penalty box, he didn't slam the gate, and a good call by official Mike St. Louis, because that could be a very dangerous...
Well, I don't understand why they don't have somebody in each penalty box.
Well, probably for the same reason. I think they should have an adult on the goal judge, and they
just
don't.
Can't get anybody to do it.
That's right, on a consistent basis. But it would be nice if they would have an adult. That's a good point, Jerry. And
to make sure those doors are closed, to make sure they don't leave early.
That's right.
You know.
And Mel Tamalta explained to Coach Brown and Coach Long why the stoppage of play.
Oh yeah, you can't take a chance with that door open like that. Off the faceoff, puck. Kirk Kellogg bounces at it, has it knocked away. Buffum pinches after it. Puck into the Massena zone. Offside's the call, as nobody could control the bouncing puck, fortunately for Massena, as they went after it several times and totally missed it, and it came into the Massena zone, but the Golden Bears were offside.
And when you play the puck and not the man,
Oh,
you have
boy.
a tendency to be burnt more often than not. And they didn't get burnt, they got singed.
Singed. And here comes Sergi with it. Dumps it off of Massena man. It bounces back out to center ice. DiAgostino, headman pass, poke checked away at the last second. Dumped right back in the zone by the Raiders. They have to get back on side. Canton defense controlling Jay Johnson. Flips it, and Canton moves it out to center ice. Headman goes to Robbie Peters. He's got Sergi breaking. Buffum poke checks the puck away, but it's dumped in behind the net. Wonky after it, throws a check. The puck picked up by Buffum. He'll move it ahead to Slack, who just deflects it out to center ice. Kind of a funny looking play. Puck comes back in the zone, but back out again. The Raiders move it to the Canton zone. Here comes Slack after poke checked away. Comes back out to Kellogg. He dumps it right back inside Canton territory. Raiders clear the zone, make their line change, wholesale line change, and the puck dumped back out to neutral ice. Here comes the Golden Bears in the zone. It's Sullivan, gets a shot, fired it wide, the rebound. Wonky made a great play back checking as Zach had no idea where it was, and if Wonky hadn't come back that way, it would have been a goal.
Great defensive move by Drew Wonky.
Here's Wonky with the puck behind his own end. Moving it along the boards, trying to move it ahead. Has it knocked away, following up is Hazel, and he bounces it out to center ice. Richardson right back to the Massena line and right back in the zone. Oh, they missed an offsides there, but the Raiders will pick it up anyway. Here comes the big Meach. Turning on the Jets, he's got Cameron trailing, poke checked away. Cameron trying to follow. Here's Hazel. Offsides, though.
And just to explain that situation that Mike Sullivan and Drew Wonky that we talked about a second ago, Sullivan took the shot. It was wide of the net. It hit the back of the dasher to the left of Zach Long, and Sullivan went to the net without the puck like you should, and the puck bounced right back out in front, and he had the wide open net, but just at the last second, Drew Wonky deflected the puck off his stick.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, he was coming back too. If he hadn't come back, that would have been a goal for sure.
Good move by Sullivan, and just a little better move by Drew Wonky.
Ward's line out there off the faceoff. Canton wins the draw. Here comes Morley with it. Big Mark Morley gets in the zone, got knocked down by Carroll. I think he probably just lost his edge more than anything else. You don't knock Morley down. He gets the puck back to the blue line, dumped right back in behind the net. Ward throws a check. Puck bounces free along the 45. Clint Kerwin, his headman, took a weird bounce right back in behind the Massena net. Zach will cover up and hold on for the faceoff.
Jerry, I think, I know this is, I missed 3 or 4 games this year, but in all the games that I've seen, this is the best I've seen the Raiders in finishing their checks. I'll tell you, they've just been, from the get-go, they have been finishing their checks and pounding the Golden Bears and not giving an inch, and I really impressed with their intensity here tonight in this first 2 periods. We've got 2:23 left in the second period, 1-1 hockey game. Great game.
Hazel will face off against Peters, right side in the Massena zone. Off the draw, puck sits in the circle. Peters comes up with it. Dipsy doodles in the corner, then drops it back to the point. Quick shot knocked down. Raiders break. Here's Meacham. Meacham does the shift, takes it wide right side, takes it in the corner, has it poked away, gets it back again. Here's Meacham trying to go to Cameron. Cameron flips to Hazel. Hazel wraps it around in front. Shot in the net! And the Raiders go ahead on a score of 2-1. And I don't know if it was Meacham or Cameron who got it, but the Raiders get their second goal.
It's going to be Eric Meacham that gets the goal with big number 24, Matt Hazel, picking up the big assist. Cameron will probably get an assist also, but Cameron knocked the puck in behind the net, and Hazel went in and dug it out, and he started to come out on the left side. He threw it out in front, and big 22 took the initial shot, and I think he poked in his own rebound. I'm sure it's going to be 22 from 24, and maybe 9 will pick up an assist also. But the Raiders, with 2:13 left in the period, go up by 1.
Well, there are a bunch of idiots in the stands throwing things on the ice.
Those are tennis balls. That was something they did last year, but hadn't seen that happen this year. But
Let's be classy.
and official Mel Tumulty's not too pleased with it as he looks down that way. And
I'm not too pleased with it
no,
either.
and I'm
That's
sure
just not the right
Raiders
thing to
coaching
do.
staff is not.
So
They just made an announcement. If that continues, it'll be a penalty.
off the face-off. Here comes Meacham again. It is Meacham on the goal. In the Canton zone it goes, around the horn. Comes to Cameron, looks to center. Meacham can't get a shot. Back to Barkley at the point. He flips it through the middle, but it's intercepted. And the Raiders can't keep it in the zone. Out to the Massena line. Barkley doesn't clear. Here's a chance for the Golden Bears. Picked up there by Canton as they move it right across the goal mouth. Joe York in the circle. Poke checked away. It'll come to Barkley. Nice headman pass. Here's Meacham again. Meacham flips it ahead, intercepted. Barkley can't quite catch up. Well, maybe he will. He goes in the corner after it. He throws a check against Ben Green. The puck squirts free, but back to pick it up, Robbie Peters. Reefs it. Kept in the point by Meacham. He tries to kick it ahead. Barkley gets a shot right across the goal mouth. It'll come around to Kerwin. Kerwin winds up, quick snapshot. Save made, bouncing puck. And holding on is Mark Spadassini as Cameron was banging at him.
Mark Spadassini taking exception to Michael Cameron, who took a whack at him at the puck when Spadassini had it in his goal, in his big glove out there. But I guess that's just a payback for what he did to Anthony D'Agostino down at the other end. But that go-ahead goal, 12:47 of the second period, is 13th of the year. The big cat, Eric Meacham, Matt Hazel picking up the only assist, I'll tell you. But number 9, Michael Cameron, did a lot of good work in there also.
Ward will take the face-off now from Massena. He'll face it off against probably Colin Fitzrandolph. Off the face-off, puck in the Canton zone, in behind the net, around the boards. Kerwin steps in front of it, dumps it back to Ward. Centering pass in front, that was slack rather to Ward. Ward couldn't get a stick on it. Bears move it ahead and out to center ice. Wonky's there to flip it right ahead. Now Kerwin bangs at it, comes to the Canton line, dumped to the Massena line. In the Raiders zone, they don't clear the zone. Puck dumped in behind. Now Wonky throws the check. Bouncing puck in behind the net and cleared around the boards for Slack, and he just deflects it. Jeffries made some smart plays. Here comes Kerwin with it. Kerwin just gets upended. Good check thrown there by Luke Snow, although I think he left his feet to do it.
Good solid check by Snow, and Clint Kerwin felt that one, but he's a gamer.
Puck out to center ice. Golden Bears clear it, dumped right back in by Cameron. Around the horn it goes. Spadassini tried to play, couldn't get to it. Now pinching in is Wonky. Throws it into the circle. It's cleared back to the blue line. Golden Bears going to have a 2-on-1. Here comes Morley, and he's tired. He shoots one from center ice, and Zach has to make the save. Raiders bounce it along the boards. Into the corner it goes. Comes back for Travis Durant. He gets tied up. Flips it ahead for Wonky. And whistle blows as Wonky lost his helmet.
Not sure if he's going to pick up a penalty here or not. We'll wait and see. I don't think so, just because is he going to pick up a penalty? Referee Mel Tumulty pointing the finger at Drew Wonky. We'll wait and see what the call is. He hasn't.
Playing without proper equipment, I would imagine. That's kind of a baloney call.
How can he? What's he supposed to do? Stop playing out there? He lost his helmet down here. He got a good solid check. Somebody laid on him, and the helmet came.
Number 4, Drew Wonky, better than a half for playing without.
Oh man, that's.
You blow a whistle, Mike!
Oh.
If he's got no helmet, you blow a whistle!
Oh my goodness.
Real
Blow a whistle, Mike!
tough call.
Off the face-off. How can you call a penalty like that in a game like this?
Oh, I don't know, Mel.
Raiders clear. That was St. Louis that called that penalty.
No, I think.
If he's got no helmet, you blow a whistle!
Oh boy.
If he's got no helmet, blow a whistle!
I don't know if it was St. Louis or Mel Tumulty who made the call, but in a game of this magnitude and this intensity, I can't understand what they expected Drew Wonky to do. The puck's in his end deep, and expect him to sit down and go to the bench or stop playing. Real lousy call, in my opinion. I really think it's a bad call. And
Tim Long, the coach, is going over to talk to Mike St. Louis. Very, very unhappy with the call.
I don't blame him. I would be too.
How can you call that in a game like this?
I don't understand it. It might be in the book, but I tell you, again, these are good officials. I'm not saying anything against them. They are good veteran officials, but I don't think the judgment is good judgment on that call. But anyway, Bears will have a minute 23, and we start the third period on a power play, and the only goal of that period coming at the 12:47 mark, the go-ahead goal. The big cat, Eric Meacham, is 13th of the year. Matt Hazel picking up the assist. Michael Cameron doesn't get an assist. He'll get a coach's assist as it went into the corner. Good work. They dumped it in to the left, to the right of Spadassini, and Michael Cameron knocked it in there. The Canton player touched it. Hazel went in, dug it out, started coming out to the left of Spadassini, threw it out in front. Meacham went to the net like he should, and I think he shot, and it was his own rebound. I think he poked his own rebound by Spadassini. That coming at the 47 mark.
Shots on net in the period for Massena, 11, a two-period total of 26. For Canton, 7, a two-period total of 17. So the Raiders out shooting the Golden Bears 26-17 through 2 periods. The Raiders are getting chances, no doubt about it, and they have managed to score one here in the period. Our Massena Red Raider hockey game brought to you by Nationwide Insurance at 229 East Orvis Street in Massena. By Massena Savings and Loan at 255 Main Street, Massena. By Coca-Cola, sponsors of the Power Flow Power Goal Contest. Also by Seaway Orthopedics and the Seaway Fitness Center located on Outer Andrew Street in Massena. By the North Country Savings Bank, 22 Phillips Street in Massena. By Reynolds Metals, St. Lawrence Reduction Plant, working together, their quality shines through. By Massena Optics, 55 Main Street, downtown Massena. By Homestead Dairies, West Hatfield, and the corner of North Main and Maple Street in Massena. By Massena Building Supplies, 70 Water Street, downtown Massena. By the members of the CECOM Federal Credit Union, Stern Street and Andrew Street in Massena. And by Seaway Tire, located on East Orvis Street in Massena. 2 periods by the boards. The Raiders leading 2-1 rather, by a single goal. It was an exciting period. Both teams picking up a penalty in the period. At the 8:39 mark, Dan Frank went off for cross-checking, and then it was Drew Wonke for playing without the proper equipment at the 14:53 mark. So the Golden Bears will start the 3rd period with 1:23 of power play. So I'll tell you, if that means anything in the 3rd period, it's unfortunate because it's a call he really did not have to make.
Exactly. Again, I can see it. Well, I suppose it's in the book and they can justify it, but I just feel it wasn't good judgment by the officials. But they'll come back and say, what if the youngster would have got hurt? But I don't know what he's supposed to do in the intensity. If he would have turned and gone to the bench with Canton putting on all kinds of pressure in the Massena end, everybody in the rink, and and his brother would have probably criticized him for leaving his mates defenseless in that situation, and he was just doing what any good hockey player with intensity was going to do. He stays in there, and he probably didn't even realize he had lost his helmet. But anyway, the call is made, and have to live with it. It'll be 1:23 left in that power play. I certainly hope it doesn't factor into this game.
2-1, Massena leads through 2 periods. We're going to take a break here and go back to our WMSA studios. We have ABC News by tape delay. We'll be back in just a bit with the start of the 3rd period again. For both teams, I think both teams playing with intensity, and this may be so far the finest game Massena's played in a while.
No question. I really like the way that they're forechecking out there, finishing all over the ice. In the neutral zone, they're hitting. The offensive zone, they're hitting. Most of the time, they haven't had too many breakdowns in the defensive end, and when they have, Zach Long has been there to bail them out. And they're in that defensive end. What you want to key on is you do your job. Don't worry about doing someone else's job. If you're the defenseman, don't worry about doing the winger or the center's job, and etc. for the forwards. If everyone just does his job and takes care of his zone that he's supposed to, 9 out of 10 times you'll be okay. Sometimes you don't execute, but as long as you're in the position to execute, that's all the coaching staff will ask you. But you get running around and trying to do someone else's job, and that's when you really have some blown coverage in the defensive end.
And it has happened a few times here this evening, but fortunately either somebody got back and covered up, or as you said, Zach Long would make the save. The one goal that Massena did give up was just a failure to clear the puck. Raiders an unforced error, and that sent Canton in 2-0, and Colin Fitzrandolph, who can pull the trigger, just beat Zach Long.
Well, if you're perfect, you wouldn't be out there. They make those mistakes in the NHL. They make them in college hockey. It's no question. Again, you just want to be able to be in the right spot. Those breakdowns are going to happen, but you hope it doesn't happen too often. But Zamboni has gone off the ice. They're just cleaning the debris by the door, and the Bears out on the ice here at first. Start this 3rd period, as we mentioned, wearing their traveling brown trimmed with white and gold with the yellow helmets, the gold helmets, and these 2 clubs will hook up again this coming Saturday at the Canton Civic Center, or whatever it's, what's the
Canton Pavilion.
Canton Pavilion, excuse me. And the Raiders, as you can tell by the ship's horn, have made their appearance here.
It will be Mark Spadassini defending the goal to our right, and Zach Long will be in the goal to our left as we get ready to start this 3rd period. As we mentioned, the Bears will be on the power play to start the period. And it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But if Massena can play another period like they played the first two, they should be in good shape.
Oh, I tell you, they've the intensity level has been super, and the coaching staff will definitely build off those first two periods. But again, a game consists of 3 periods, and you got to go out and play the same way, and I'm sure they will. Raiders in the opposition with 90 opportunities against Massena, and that's, we say 90 opportunities when they've had at least a full, the way we figured, at least a full minute of power play. There have been more penalties than that, but the opposition scored 21 goals and for 23%, so the Raiders are killing at 770, but we hope that they can move that up a little notch here in this period. Again, as we mentioned, we hope that this penalty does not influence the outcome of this game.
Absolutely. So Wonky will sit in the box for 1:23. Hopefully not less.
The Golden Bears not only trying to claim the NAC Division I title, they want to hold on to that #1 state ranking. And if they're upset, and it would be an upset, you know, when you're coming in with a 7-0 record, I guess you'd have to consider it an upset. They certainly would not hold on to that #1 ranking in next week's polls. In fact, I'm sure they'll be #1 when the polls are released tomorrow, and it will be out tomorrow. Can't guarantee that, but I'd bet...
well, they've already voted on it, or well, it's already been decided, let's put it that way.
And no reason that they wouldn't be #1. They were the week before. They haven't suffered any defeats. I'm not sure if they played last week. Did they play last week?
Yeah, they played Potsdam. 1-2-1.
That's right, and we're behind 1-0 with a little over 7 minutes to go. So we'll see if that factors into the state rankings. I haven't heard any more about that rumor last week that the Golden Bears were trying to dodge St. Joe's. Have you, Jerry? Maybe that's just a rumor.
Well, they couldn't find the phone number.
Okay.
Couldn't get the ice time. That's what it was. Off the face-off, puck controlled by the Golden Bears. Rob Peters has it knocked away and dumped back inside Canton territory. Back after John Richardson. Seacott and Hazel up front on the kill. And we've got Barkley back there along with Ben Nightingale. Comes to Nightingale. He flips it right back in the Canton zone. Richardson controls it. He'll flip it ahead. Dump to the Massena line. Ben Nightingale is there to flip it ahead. Morley now. Here comes Mark Morley. Ahead it goes to Kevin Nee. He takes it across, setting up the Canton power play. Here's Nee with it. Drops it back on the other side. Richardson flips it through the middle. Knocked down. Here's a chance. And they score a goal. As the goal will go to Rob Peters. The puck was across the ice. The Massena defenseman Barkley deflected it. Came right to Peters. I don't know where Zach was. He went out to play the puck apparently. Got caught out of the net, and we're tied at 2.
Went out to play the puck. He thought it was going to be on that left side, and the Raiders went to clear it, and it hit the defenseman's stick and caromed way over to Zach's right, and number 6, Rob Peters, with about a 35-footer with an empty net, just tied this game up, and that is a power play goal, and that penalty is going to factor into the outcome of this game.
Yep, it sure is. Off the face-off, puck goes back in the Canton zone. Back after Jay Johnson flips it around the boards, and the Bears move it out. Here's Colin Fitzrandolph trying to get by the defense. He can't. The puck goes in behind. Ward after it. He'll flip it around the boards, and the puck tied up in the corner. They battle for it. Morley and Fitzrandolph. Fitzrandolph goes back to the point. Here's the shot, but it's fanned. Raiders break out of the zone. Here comes Barkley with Slack, 2-on-1. Barkley makes the move, gets the shot. Oh, didn't miss by much, I'll tell you. Comes to Kerwin, he whacks right in front. Deflected by Barkley over the net. Puck back to the blue line. Morley flips it out to center ice. Barkley's there again. Flips it back inside Canton territory. In behind the net, it comes to Jay Johnson. Johnson starts it ahead. Dumped it. Wonky is there. He's out of the penalty box, of course, and he flips it right back inside Canton territory. We're tied at 2 here after the power play goal by Canton. Puck kept in the zone by Meacham. Here's Meacham in the corner. Looks to center it behind the net, knocked away, and picked up by Peters. Here's Peters, flips it out to center ice. Wonky gathers it in, right back to Cameron. Here's Cameron right across, fakes the shot, goes by the D. Here's Cameron, and his shot is blocked in behind the net. Picked up again by Peters. Peters' headman pass, gets out to center ice. Jeremy Buffum's there to flip it ahead. Knocked away, dumped to the Massena line and down into the Massena zone. After it, Wonky. 2-2 tie hockey game on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard. Wonky flips it ahead to center ice. Comes to the Massena line, deflected in the zone, and it's played in behind the net. Buffum Flips it around the boards for Cameron. Cameron just dumps it ahead. And it comes, no, it didn't get out of the zone. Here's the drive, fired wide. A bouncer in the corner. They center it in front. Hard check thrown by Hazel, and the puck comes free. Hazel looks tied up, he doesn't. Here's a chance in behind for the Golden Bears as they move it around the horn. That's Kevin Nee to the blue line, dumped right back in the corner. Around the boards, Meacham after it, trying to poke it ahead. Does not clear the zone. The shot knocked down and bounces out to center ice. Picked up there by Dan Frank. Dumps back in the Massena zone. Here comes Drew Wonke, flips it ahead, out to center ice, right back in again. Wonke again looks up ice, and this time he's going to dump it, and that'll be an icing call. I guess the Raiders wanted a change.
Yeah, they did need a change out there. The Bears applying some pressure, and the Raiders just seemed a little disorganized. That tying goal at the 41-second mark is 14th of the year. Rob Peters, along with Colin Fitz-Randolph and John Richardson, picking up the assist. That was a power-to-play goal.
Pat Harrington out to take the face-off against Anthony DiAgostino. Off the puck, off the face-off, the puck sits in the circle. Finally, it's picked up by Matt Robidoux. Here's Robidoux down the ice, leading the attack. Takes it across, trying to go wide. He's flipped into the boards. It comes to DiAgostino. Oh, he's boarded. That's going to be a boarding call. Raiders still have the puck. Now Canton touches it. No question about that call. And that'll go against Canton. The Raiders will go on the power play.
Yeah, Dan Frank is going to pick up another penalty. He got one. He's the guy that put the slash on Eric Meacham, and Frank is going to.
We're going to give Meacham a penalty, or going to give Seacott a penalty?
I don't understand what this is all about. I bet it's unsportsmanlike conduct. That's the only thing I can figure. But it's again the same guy, Mike St. Louis, making the call. No question, Dan Frank, who put Anthony DiAgostino, hit him from behind, face first, into the dasher behind Spadassini, and the whistle blew. I didn't see anything after that. We'll wait and see.
Frank, a minute and a half for hitting from behind. Massena penalty to number 20, Eric Seacott. A minute and a half for interference.
For interference?
21 seconds.
Interference. Face off right side. 4-on-4. Fitz-Randolph doesn't clear. Comes to Barkley. Cranks it up. Shot right on. Bouncing puck in front. Cameron got a weak shot. Meacham ends up on top of the goalie. And why'd they blow the whistle, I wonder?
Well, maybe because Eric Meacham was in the net, halfway in the net, put in there by big number 4, John Richardson. And I'm not sure if the net's off the moorings or not, but he definitely was in the crease. He was in the net.
I guess. But they're not going to call a man in the crease. They're going to face it off inside the Canton zone.
Well, and I can't answer your question. Maybe Spadassini had the puck. I'm not sure. But
Meacham will take the draw for Massena. Face off left side. Against Fitz-Randolph, off the face-off. Ben Green with it. Meacham takes him into the boards. Puck squirts free in the corner. Nightingale pinches in. He'll pick it up. Right across the goal mouth. Yes. They score! Michael Cameron! And he gets his second goal of the game, and the Raiders go ahead 3-2. Assist to Ben Nightingale.
Ben Nightingale definitely will get assist, and Michael Cameron, great goal. The Bears try to run it on the boards. It came about halfway on the right boards, and Ben Nightingale pinched down, raced down, and kept it in and backhanded it towards the net. Michael Cameron went to the net. Spadassini made the save. It bounced off him right to Cameron, and he backhanded one by Spadassini, and the Raiders go back on top 3-2.
Big goal for the Massena Red Raiders. Michael Cameron gets the goal. So it's still 4-on-4. Canton tried to make a late change, and they're not going to let him. Whistle blows, and we'll do it again.
The big cat's going to pick up an assist on that also. He's the guy that probably ran it on the boards, but Mike Cameron, his second of the night, is 11th of the year from Nightingale and Meacham at the 3:40 mark.
Off the faceoff, comes to Nightingale. He'll take it across on the right side. Looks to dump it in behind the net. Back after it there is Jay Johnson. Around the boards it goes. And it bounces. Meacham keeps it in. Flips it in behind the net again. It'll go to Johnson. He tries to ride it around the boards. Meacham pokes in, comes up with it, flips to Cameron. Cameron gets tied up. Meacham comes in to help out. Trying to move it free to Cameron. They battle for it. Fitz-Randolph comes away with it. Fitz-Randolph, oh man, just a huge check by Meacham. The puck though bounces out to center ice. Now Morley with it. He'll dump it back in. It's kicked out to center ice. Barkley steps by a check. He'll golf it inside the Canton zone. There's some heavy checking going on out there.
I'll tell you, Fitz-Randolph went to the bench in pain.
Here comes Morley building up the head of steam into the Massena zone. He can dangle with it. Here's Morley in behind the net. Nightingale takes him out of this play, and the puck comes free. Picked up by Ward. Here's Ward. He gets tied up. Now Nightingale throws a check. Ward comes up with a puck. Flips it on the wing. Barkley, headman, bounced off a stick. Ward follows. He's upended. The puck comes to the Massena blue line. They battle for it there, and it's picked up by Seacott. He bangs it ahead, goes off a body. Finally, it's backhanded to the Canton zone, dumped back in the Massena zone. Puck goes from front of the net, Barkley back after it. He'll flip to an open wing. Jeffrey Slack is there. Here's Slack. Headman pass out to center ice, bounces by everybody. They wave the icing off as the puck goes back in the Canton zone. Raiders lead it 3-2 in the third period. Puck behind the net. They bounce at it, and it comes free. Picked up by the Golden Bears. Peters moves it around the boards. And we're going to have matching minors.
Oh, boy, he's going to run them both. And again, Joe Ward was being mauled in behind the net by the Canton defender, and he's going to run them both, matching it up. But there's no way that penalty against Joe Ward. But he's going to pick one up along with number 6, Peters. But getting back to Colin Fitz-Randolph, he got drilled by Eric Meacham just outside the Canton blue line. Fitz-Randolph on a full head of steam, and he didn't see Meacham coming across. Good, solid body check, and he lost his stick, and he went to the bench in discomfort.
Off the faceoff, puck trickles out to center ice. Here's Slack with it. He'll golf it into the Canton zone. Goes in behind the net. Picked up by the Bears. They move it ahead, way out and down the ice. Bounces back in the Massena zone. Back after it, Carroll. He overskated it. Now Travis Durant comes in, ties up the Canton player. Carroll picks it up. Here comes Brian Carroll. He's got a man breaking right on Slack's stick. He's got Kerwin. Slack winds up. His shot is deflected in behind the net. Hit the back of the mesh, as a matter of fact. Cleared around the boards. Comes to Carroll. He wound at it, and it's deflected back the other way. Here come the Golden Bears in the zone. Here's the shot. Zach makes the save and holds on.
Again, Zach Long bailing the Raiders out in that situation, and Brian Carroll's complaining, and I don't blame him because he was hauled down as he hustled to get back into play. The Canton player just hog-tied him and threw him down, and that was an obvious holding call, and they missed it. He's got a right to gripe on that one, but he got burnt up at the offensive blue line, and Canton broke away 3-on-1, and the Canton player elected to take the shot. Zach had no trouble, held on for the faceoff, but
Fitz-Randolph is back out there, takes the faceoff, puck sits in the circle, and it bounces in the slot, and nobody can get it, comes back to the blue line. Here's a chance for the Golden Bears. Big save, rebound in front. Zach covers up, it goes underneath him, and he holds on for the faceoff. Oh boy. And who was the defenseman who covered up the Canton forward? Drew Wonke?
it was Drew Wonke, but another good play by number 3.
Oh, man. They're going to call him for a penalty?
What? Oh, he's going to call him for I'm going to pass, but a good move by Jeremy Buffum. The puck's in the crease, laying free as Zach can't see it, and Jeremy Buffum went down, and he had presence of mind not to put his hand over the puck. He kind of straddled it with his 2 legs and to get the face off, but well, I don't know. I can't comment. I didn't see the hook, so if I didn't see it, I can't comment. So they've got a better look than I have, I guess.
I didn't see any hook at all.
Neither did I. I just saw some good hard play around that net that's been, you got to allow it at both ends.
Power play. Golden Bears control. Fitz-Randolph skates into the circle, back to the point. Here's the drive through traffic. It's blocked, but the whistle blows. I think we got a man in the crease.
Yeah, they're calling number 22, Kevin Nee, for being in goaltender Zach's long crease. Face-off outside, and I see big number 20's back out there, so...
yeah, he's okay.
He's okay.
1:21 left in the second penalty, 29 in the matching minors. So we're playing 4-on-3 plus the goaltenders. Raiders lead at 3-2 with 8:34 left in the third on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard. Off the face-off, the Bears dump it into the penalty box, and we'll do it again.
As I said, you know, they had called him tight right off the bat, established the presence, then let him play hockey. But here, as of late, they've been only 2 penalties in that second period, and here in the third period we've got 5 called, 3 against the Raiders and 2 against Canton.
Face off again just outside. Raiders control and dump it down the ice. That was DiAgostino. He flips it in behind. Spadassini leaves it for his defenseman Richardson. Richardson hands off to Morley. Morley drops back to Richardson. He'll start it up for the Golden Bears. Head man on the stick of knee. Poke checked away. Meacham, and he'll shovel it down the ice. Bears come back to regroup. Matching minors have elapsed, so we're back to 5-on-4 power play. Here come the Bears. Morley building up the head of steam. Comes in on Barkley. Gets by him and takes it in behind the net, looking to set it up. Goes back to the point, and it bounces by everybody out to center ice. And it's picked up there by John Richardson. Richardson bangs it ahead. Here comes Colin Fitzrandolph breaking into the Massena zone, does the shift. The shot right on, the rebound cleared behind the net. And Barkley gets tied up. Fitzrandolph picks it up. Here's Fitzrandolph into the slot, bounces to the blue line, kept in nicely by Richardson. Puck knocked down in behind. Now both teams touched that with a high stick, so what are they going to call?
Going to call it against Canton. The face-off will come outside.
Massena got a break that time because they touched it first.
Good penalty killing by Anthony DiAgostino, Eric Meacham, and Adam Barkley on that 4-on-3 situation. The Raiders still have to kill off.
Oh boy, Randy Brown is arguing now, and he's got a legitimate point because the Massena, I can't remember who it was, but he touched it on the way by with a high stick, and then the Canton player touched it back in the corner with a high stick. They move it all the way back in the Canton zone. That's a break for Massena.
A small one, but Coach Brown is screaming out there, but I don't think he's going to win this this battle. You don't win too many with the gentlemen in the striped shirts, but 7:27 left in the hockey game. The Raiders holding on to a 1-goal, 3-2 lead. Goals, Michael Cameron with 2 and Eric Meacham with 1.
7:27 left in the third period. Off the draw in the Canton zone. Raiders, Hazel had it momentarily. Now it's flipped up into the crowd by the Golden Bears. So we'll do it again. 9 seconds left in the man advantage.
And the Bears' goals coming from Colin Fitzrandolph and Rob Peters.
Hazel will take the draw again, this time against Backus, and the whistle blows. Little gamesmanship by the Massena coaching staff as Tim Long tries to change his forwards at the last second, and they're not going to let him. He waited just a tad too long.
Officials have done a good job on that, not allowing the coaches to jockey with that late change.
Off the faceoff, Golden Bears move it out. Poke checked away. Seacott dumps it right back in the zone. And that'll take care of the power plays. The Raiders kill it off. Puck comes out to center ice. Slack with it. Uh-oh.
You call too many men on the ice and leaving the box too soon? I'm not sure.
Boy. Man, oh man.
That's what he's going to call. Mike St. Louis, again, I'm sure he's calling that when the player left the box, left the penalty box, the player coming onto the bench.
Oh, wait a minute. Now St. Louis, Tim Long wants to talk to him.
I think the Raiders changed 2 players on that. That's what they're claiming.
Yeah.
We had a right. We had.
They're going to call a penalty, though, apparently.
And again, did not enter into the play, and I'm not going to question if they're how close he was to the box when Drew Wonky to the Massena's players bench when the player left the Raider bench, but I thought they changed 2 players. But he's not going to win the argument. I think the Raiders are going to be penalized. Yeah, minute 30 up on the clock.
Although nobody's gone over.
Well, they've got that 130. Somebody better get over there. Somebody's got to sit in the box. It's going to be a 5-on-4 situation for the Golden Bears. And again, a big line of Morley, Fitzrandolph, and Kevin Nee up front.
Boy, oh boy.
There's been a sense of bench minor for too many men on the ice.
No, it's.
78 served by 14.
I tell you,
Time of penalties.
I won't say nickel and dime calls, but a game like this, you want to let the kids decide it.
Well, it's still 3-2 Massena, but they got to kill a penalty here. Puck comes to the Raider line. Nightingale golfs it down the ice. Under 7 minutes to play. Whitcup will serve the penalty for the bench minor for too many men. Seacott in there bothering. He steals the puck. Flips it in behind the net. After Richardson, he rips it around the boards. Flips ahead. And into Massena territory is Peters. He dumps it in behind the net. Barkley with it. Flips it around the boards. Morley keeps it in at the point. Flips it in the corner, knocked away, gets it back again. Now Nightingale takes it away and golfs it down the ice again. Raiders will make penalty killing changes as Slack comes out with Joey Ward. 40 seconds left in the power play. Golden Bears move it ahead. Picked up by Morley. Here's Morley into the Massena zone. 30 seconds left. Barkley takes him into the boards. Puck bounces free. Picked up there by Nee. Nee has it knocked away. Bounces to Slack. Here's Slack. Flips it ahead. Doesn't clear the zone. Here's a chance in front. Goes high over the net. Around on the other side, it comes to Peters. Back to the point. Dumped back in the corner. Nightingale knocked it down with a high stick. There'll be a face-off in the Massena zone.
Well, we can say that Ben wanted a stoppage of play that time. An excellent...
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Excellent killing that time. Up front, Seacott, Matt Hazel, Ben Nightingale, and Adam Barkley. And the last two forecheckers up front for the Raiders, Joe Ward and Jeffrey Slack. But still 9 seconds left. Face-off deep in the Raiders' end. 5:48 left in the hockey game.
Backus will take the draw against Ward. Face-off in the Massena zone.
Big draw.
Off the face, it sits there. Right across, it bounces in behind the net. Still around, comes bouncing into the slot. Ward says, where is it? But he goes back to the blue line. Here's a shot, goes wide. Penalties elapse, we're back to full strength. Puck comes bouncing in front, is cleared into the corner. Carroll golfs at it, clears it to the blue line, not out of the zone. Comes to Carroll again. He flips it right in front. Here's the shot knocked down. Puck bounces in behind. Finally, it's picked up by the Raiders. They bang it out to center ice. Here comes Slack with it. He kicks it ahead, and it's going to trickle in on Spadassini. He'll clear it to an open wing. So the Raiders dodge a couple of bullets there, and it comes inside Massena territory. In behind the net, Brian Carroll with it. Oh, Carroll flips it along the boards, but not out of the zone. Here's a shot from the point. Nice save by Long through traffic. Ward with it. He golfs it ahead. That'll be an icing call against Massena with 4:58 left in the third period. Raiders still clinging to that 3-2 lead.
Again, a big save. Zach Long didn't look tough, but that was through traffic, low along the ice, and Zach was able to get that big right leg out there and kick that to the corner. Excellent, exciting hockey game. All you could ask for high school hockey. Here in two fine clubs giving it all, 110% out there tonight.
Sergi will face off against Hazel in the Massena zone. Off the draw, it's controlled by Massena. Good job that time by Buffum. Here comes Cameron across the blue line. Nice drop pass. Meacham cranks it up. Fired it just wide. Hazel digs after it in the corner. Hazel is checked out of the play. Cameron centers it right across the goal mouth. Goalie got a stick on it though, Spadassini. And here comes Canton back the other way. Joe York with it. He gets knocked down at the blue line, dumps it in the zone to lay off sides. Buffum comes out of the corner. Flips it ahead, off a body, gets it back again. Doesn't clear the zone. Here's a shot, and Zach grabs it. Not a hard save, but he'll hold on for the face-off. 4:26 left. Third period, 3-2. Massena leads Canton.
Again, the Raider defenseman coming around, swinging around behind his net, looking, couldn't find anyone to pass it to, and he had a brown shirt coming right, bearing in on him. What you have to do is just ring it hard up off the glass, off the dash or whatever. Take the icing, but don't feather it out there hoping that one of your teammates is going to pick it up. Just rip it out of there.
DiAgostino against Fitzrandolph off the face-off, puck out to the blue line. Seacott trying to clear the zone. He can't. Dumped into the corner. Barkley after it. Here's Barkley. Rips it around the boards for Kellogg. Kellogg trying to move it ahead. He gets tied up. Nightingale. He'll reef it the other way. Seacott after it. Seacott flipping to DiAgostino. Poke checked away. Puck in the corner. The bouncer comes to the blue line. Kellogg takes a whack at it. Couldn't get it out of there. Dump back inside. Raiders need a stop here. Barkley, he's got to clear the puck. Flips it along the boards, doesn't. Here's a pass in front, knocked down. Finally, it's dumped down the ice by Ben Nightingale. That'll roll right on. And it's Spadassini. A little bit of a mismatch with these lines here, Coach.
Good position by Ben Nightingale that time.
Here comes the puck in front. DiAgostino, and it's deflected up into the screen.
Oh, Anthony DiAgostino on a Golden Bear turnover down low, right about even with the dot out in front of Spadassini as he went to pull the trigger. A Canton player got a stick in and deflected it up over the top of the net behind Spadassini. But ooh, that was almost a big turnover for the Bears, by the Bears in their own end. But 3:38, 3-2 Raiders.
Joe Ward will take the face-off off the draw against Rob Peters. The puck sits in the circle, back to the blue line. Here's a shot by Barkley. Bounces off a couple of bodies on the way through and goes into the corner. Flipped around behind the net by Ben Green. Digging for it is Slack. He gets bottled. Stays with it, though. Kerwin comes from behind, takes a whack at it, comes back into the circle. Kerwin again. Sweeps it into the corner. Right across the goal mouth, and it's sticked by Spadassini into the corner. Ward goes back to Slack. Slack back to Ward. Ward bangs it around behind the net. Kerwin gets knocked down. Puck bounces free. How could that not be an interference? Puck in behind. It'll bounce to Richardson. Richardson for the Golden Bears. Got a man breaking. It goes to Nightingale, though. Nightingale has it poke checked away, and the puck trickles into the Massena zone. Here's Barkley with it. Rips it around the boards for Kerwin. Here's Clint Kerwin. He's got a lot of guys, but he flips it by everybody anyway. It'll trickle in beside the net. Spadassini.
Got to keep one of those forwards high, Jerry.
Here comes the puck in the corner. Golden Bears have it in their own end. In behind the net. Raiders don't need another goal now. What they need to do is keep Canton bottled up. Off the zone. Here's Cameron. Cameron comes out of the corner, gets knocked down, and the puck picked back out to center ice. Back in the zone again by the Raiders, as they're going to have to clear the zone. 2:16 left in the third period. Puck comes out to center ice. Carroll with it there. Flips it back in the Canton zone. Right back out again. Puck along the boards. Meacham with it. Here's Meacham. Just lifts it. Bounces to the Canton line. Comes to Travis Durant. Flips it ahead. Comes right back to him. He'll flip it over to Meacham. Poke checks it in the zone. Now the puck gloved ahead. Cameron picks it up. Here's Cameron with it. Sharp angle shot. Ooh, just missed. I think Spadassini got a piece of it. Under 2 minutes to play now. Raiders lead by a singleton. Puck bounces to the blue line out to center ice. Here's Carroll with it. Whacks at it. And the puck bounces free. Comes ahead. Meacham. Meacham. Moves it ahead. Cameron. Oh, he just got hit from behind. There's going to be a penalty. No, it was a delay offsides. Cameron just got killed from behind. No call.
Right in front of the official, too.
Here comes Drew Wonke. Bangs it ahead to center ice. Back in the zone it goes. In behind the net. Meacham picks it up. He flips it ahead. That'll be down the ice, and that'll be icing against the Raiders.
1:13 left in an exciting hockey game. I tell you, everyone in this rink, well, 98% of them are standing, and those that are sitting are right on the edge of the seat. But big face-off out there deep in the Raider end. And I agree, Michael Cameron got drilled right in behind the head. Could have been called hitting from behind, cross-checking, whatever, right on the blue line, right in front of the official. No call being made.
Well, you know, if you're going to call the baloney penalties that they've been calling, how can you not call that one?
Exactly. I took the words right out of my mouth. But the Golden Bears have called a timeout here to set up their last-minute strategy. I'll tell you, this one is exciting right down to the wire.
1:13 remaining on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard. The Raiders lead it 3-2. You gotta figure Brownie's going to pull his goalie right now.
Well, could be. It's good time, minute 13. He's next goaltender. He knows all about those things. But win, lose, or draw, the Raider coaching staff have to be pleased with the performance here tonight, the effort put forth by their Red Raider club. I tell you, they've played with a lot of intensity and finished their checks all night long, and that's paid dividends. That's the way I like to see hockey games played, and most of the time, good, solid, clean check. And every line out there, every forward, and the defense, good defensive zone coverage. They're not getting, maybe once they got a couple of brown shirts in behind them. And I said, when they have made that mistake, big 29's been there to make a big save. But 1:13 left, big face-off right here. Let's see who's going to be the orange line out there. Joe Ward's line, I do believe.
Oh yeah, they were going out there anyway, and they're going to stay out there. You're going to see Colin Fitzrandolph out there with Mark Morley and Derek Backus, and Spadassini is up by the blue line.
Yeah, if they gain good control, he'll probably go. If they gain control, he'll come to the bench in a hurry.
The Raiders just want to get the puck out of the zone right now. Control it and get it out.
Neutralize on the draw.
Off the face-off, they don't. Here's the shot from the point. Blocked out to center ice. And the foot race for the puck, and goaltender Spadassini is going to leave it for his defenseman. He bangs it ahead to the blue line out to center ice. Here's Morley with it. Poke checked away. Dumped right back again into the Canton zone, and Spadassini has to come back in his net. Back after it there is Johnson. flipped around the boards, out to center ice. Bears move it ahead. Morley into the Massena zone. Here's Morley, takes it behind the net. Now they got the goaltender pulled. The puck is free, in behind Barkley after it. He bangs it ahead to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Kept in, flips right in front of the net. Backhander just wide. 29 seconds left. Puck moved down the ice. That'll be icing against Massena. And the faceoff will move back in the Massena zone with 23 seconds left in the third period.
I'll tell you, this has got a little bit of everything. The Bears have the opportunity to pull Spadassini. They tried on several occasions, but a great play out there by number 2, Adam Barkley. Great defensive play as he blocked that shot and knocked it out over the blue line into the neutral zone. But, oh, right down to the wire.
Okay, face-off inside Massena territory. Fitz-Randolph will be out there to draw against Meacham with 23 seconds left in the third period.
Good part about this, Jerry, is that we're going to see some more of this come Saturday. So.
You betcha. Are we going to call a timeout here or not? What do you think?
No.
Nope. They're going to drop the puck. The puck sits in the circle, kicked into the corner. Fitz-Randolph trying to go back to the blue line, and it's out to center ice. Golden Bears control, moving it ahead in their own end. Morley lifts it to the Massena line. It trickles up into the penalty box with 7 seconds left.
7 seconds with a face-off outside the Raider blue line. Raider fans in unison cheering them on. The Raiders know they've played a great game here tonight. Inspired game. Can't ask any more. And the Golden Bears are in jeopardy of losing that #1 state ranking.
Colin Fitz-Randolph will face off against Meacham with 7 seconds left.
And they're going to swing pick
Off
up
the draw, puck goes back in the Canton zone. 4 seconds. They bang it out to center ice. Back in the zone it goes. The Raiders win it, 3-2. And what an exciting game it was here at the Massena Arena.